buddy. But yes, so what an amazing draft. It was super amazing. And look, we talked about our overall thoughts. We're going to dive into the grades that we had. I talked about Hamilton, who we missed out on.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody else? I mean, Hamilton, Olave. Is there anybody else that we really missed out? Anybody like maybe later that you were like, oh?
Well, I love my guy.
I know one. I know.
Brandon Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of tough because we traded right out beforehand.
Yep.
So not getting him we made the trade with the Panthers and they went and selected him. That I was like, oh man. But truthfully, I was okay with everything that happened in our draft.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's been a lot of uproar over everything. It didn't bother me. There's a couple things I chose to do this time. We've been doing those mock drafts for a while now.
Yep.
And I actually did a couple different mock drafts before in different sites. And I've been doing it for a couple of years because a few years ago, I was big into the mock drafts and watching the NFL draft, and players were going earlier and later than that mock did. And I was like, what is going on? And I was like freaking out. And I thought, you know what? And this is this year. The NFL big boards are nothing like what we see online. Okay. And we can go with what we got. But look at New England went and picked up Cole Strange, who we were looking in the 3rd and 4th round.
Right.
He went first.
Yeah.
Okay. It leaked today that Dallas, their big board got leaked. And they didn't even follow when they got to their pick, the top rated player was the safety from Georgia. Right. And they went and selected the offensive lineman. So it's like some of these people who kept saying that Washington was reaching on these players, you could be right that there could have been value later on, but you don't know what these teams value. But didn't we go corner back to back at what 3rd and 4th? I think it was.
Yeah.
So that was already I didn't see that coming.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of that, so it's like, I didn't get into the chatter of are we reaching on players, on Mathis, on Dotson stuff. What I noticed, the overall theme for our draft is players that can play now.
Right now. Yep.
1st round pick, 2nd round pick, 3rd round pick, 5th round pick.
Mm-hmm.
They should be contributing on the field 11 on 11.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always 11 on 11. But offense and defense. The 4th round pick is going to come in and play special teams immediately, but develop. And then all the other guys are more developmental picks. But 4 guys, we were looking at, they're heavily seasoned in college. They're ready to go now. They're not raw like Jamin Davis was last year.
Right.
It was this guy can come in and be Santana Moss from the get-go. This guy can come in and play a part of our D tackle rotation. Mm-hmm. This guy can play at tight end immediately. That's what I caught from this draft is they were looking for not as high ceilings, but lower floors.
Right.
And the guys that are coming in immediately saying, let's go. They're ready to play.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's ideal. I mean, that's what we wanted. We wanted those guys that are, okay, here we go. Put them in rotation, get them going. You talk, and we're going to dive into, you talk about the 1st, 2nd, 3rd picks. All those guys could easily get a number of snaps this first year going in, barring injury. I mean, who knows? They could definitely get on the field. You already know one of my picks who hopefully will overtake Carson Wentz. We'll definitely discuss that. But I mean, to your point, even so much as the one right after him that we picked up in the 6th round, the tight end, it's like we know the injury situation with Logan Thomas. This guy can come right now. This guy can do it. Would we have looked at, if you want me to be completely honest, some of these guys, I didn't look up at all. Nope. I didn't even either. I saw their name. It was just scroll past. I think the only one was the running back, John Robinson. I remember in one of the mocks, I think we both had him there as the highest guy on the board, and I think we still went elsewhere. Mm-hmm. We were still looking, but he was somebody that we looked over, and I was like, maybe we can get this guy, but I don't know.
Right.
So, but yeah, it was a lot different than what we think. But we also got to remember, some of us out here are playing Madden. We're not doing that. We're not trading everything to go back 40 and get all these picks. We're not doing all that per se. We're kind of making it like, okay, we need guys that we're looking at. If we got to play tomorrow, who's going to contribute, who's going to fit in, and everywhere we went, it fills in a hole that we can definitely, I feel like is addressed. And I think that was a good thing we did.
Watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.